And so we breathe, not trying to force any particular rhythms or breath. Just relax in, release any tension that we're feeling. Just check in with our bodies. What needs a little extra love today? If there is a thought, a fear, a hurt, a wound, something that feels it needs just that extra oomph of Godness, we send it love. We send it peace. And we wrap it in the joy of knowing that God is here. Not just here, God is there, God is then, God is now, God is coming, God has been, God is in the allness of everything. And that if we are in the space where we need to remember that just a little bit more, we give ourselves permission to do that now. We are not separate from all that God is. We are a part of it. Made of God's stuff, breathing the breath of God. And even if everything in our lives is not exactly as we would have it be in this moment, we live in that breath of God with the knowing, with the joyous expectation that all good is to come. That we are in the power and the presence of God. That we have that God-given guidance within us. All we need to do is step in, open that sanctuary within, and remember, we have all we need within us. We know the answers. We know where we need to go and what we need to do to gain the support and guidance that we need to move through any challenge, to calm any storm, and to make it through any darkness that we might feel inside. We are so grateful. We let ourselves not just be happy, but move from happiness into joy. We allow ourselves the space and time to grow and the opportunity to find all these little joyful things along the way. Reasons to smile, blessings to pass on, wonder to admire. So for just a moment, we move into that inner sanctuary and we just give ourselves the biggest hug for a moment in the silence. Take another breath of appreciation. We just know that that space within is there always. If we need a pause, if we need support, if we need guidance, if we need love, we get to take a breath, pause in the sacred silence, and know that God is. God is, we are a part of that Godness, and in that Godness, all is truly well. Grateful for the pause, for the presence. We say, thank you, God, and so it is. Amen. So I don't know about you, but there have been plenty of times in my life that I have been on my knees and I really have not wanted to surrender. Right? I mean, some of us have this overdeveloped, use I statements, Trish. I have this overdeveloped sense that I can fix it, I can make it work, I can make it happen. I don't need anyone else, just me. That's right, because I am that freaking capable that I can make it happen. Right? Except, I can make some really fine messes. I'm really good at it. I am really good at getting to the point where on those knees I need to remember that the power isn't in me stepping back and going, I've got this, God. Don't worry, I'm here now. I can take care of this. I know what to do. I need to know that that's not actually the power. See, I think that we, especially here in America, there's this sense that I can do it, and I can fix it, and that the signs of strength are just how much I can stand up on my own 2 feet and make it all happen without help from anybody. Bull stuff. The biggest sense of strength, the largest power that we can move inside of us is to say, I surrender. Amen. You know what? I know a lot, and I'm smart, and I'm capable, and I'm strong, and there's so much I can do, and I don't know it all, and I can't see it all, and I don't know where it's supposed to go, and I don't know what to do with this ball of stuff all the time. The power comes from realizing that we are not separate from the power and presence of God, that we're in it. And so that any need we have to take the wheel from Jesus, we can just go, here. I will understand, I will step in the flow, and I will know that there is a larger awareness, a larger consciousness, a divine source, a power and an energy that is bigger than me. But guess what? For my life, it starts in me. It begins within and it moves out from there. And if I can get to those places in life where I can say, oh, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know. I can't figure this out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I am feeling less than, or I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. I just feel like throwing up my hands and crying. And sometimes that's the best thing to do. Sometimes throwing up your hands and crying a little bit or a lot is exactly what is needed to surrender to the flow of what is trying to move through us. The power is in the surrender. The power comes from letting the flow be the flow and moving with it. This Advent week, gosh, we're almost to Christmas. I can't believe it. Wednesday night, one of my favorite 3 services of the year is going to happen, and that is going to be the Christmas Eve candle lighting service. Now, you may already know that we have the trifecta, right? It's a joke in Unity ministerial circles. We will all kind of contact one another and go, hey, how you doing? You still breathing? You still going? Because it's the trifecta. It's the sprint to the beginning of the year. We have our Christmas Eve service. Then on New Year's Eve, many churches, many unities do our Burning Bowl service, which I highly recommend. I have been doing Burning Bowl services since I was a kid. I have letters. What we do is we go through it's a 2-part service. One is the releasing part, where you're going to think of things that you want to let go their power in your life. And we do the releasing, and then we write our letter to God or our letter to our higher selves. This letter that you will write on New Year's Eve will get mailed back to you near Thanksgiving next year. And it is the coolest thing ever to get the letter. Now, the first one you write usually looks like a little bit like a list of accomplishments, like a backward letter to Santa. I did this, and I did this, and I did this. And then you get it near that first Thanksgiving, and you're like, oh, I kind of set myself up for all those things now I get the list and I'm like, crap, I only did half of it. What am I supposed to do with the other half? Don't do that to yourself. Through the years, mine have evolved. I've written all sorts of lists. I've said amazing supportive things to myself. I've thanked myself for sticking with it through the year. I've done a million different things. So you need to move through what it feels like for you. But then write that letter on New Year's Eve. We release the year that is passing. We embrace the year that is to come. And you can come dressed to the nines if you would like to, if you're going out partying. I come from Palm Beach County. It was like a sparkly, glitzy thing that we all did. The room was shinier on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve than it was on Christmas Eve. But here in Sebring, I got it. We're a little more laid back. I got it. Okay, no, you don't have to bring sparkles if you don't want to. That's Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, and then the first Sunday of the new year, you got to be here because we're going to be doing our White Stone service. And the White Stone service is where we catch hold of our intention for the coming year. And it's another powerful, powerful service. So it's this trifecta. And it's funny, we're talking today about joy. For me, since I was like 18, and then really since I stepped up in Unity leadership, I get more and more energized as these 3 services go. Many ministers usually get drained. So for me, it's like how caffeine puts some people to sleep. Yeah, it would probably put me to sleep too, because I don't do caffeine. I'm already wired enough as it is. But they're so energizing to me. It's such an opportunity for us to take a little life inventory. What do you like? What do you not like? Don't judge it. Just take it. Look around. Know that in everything, always, in every minute of every day, we are doing the very best we can. And when we learn to do better, we will do better. And so next year's best may be quite different than this year's. The thing, though, and it's really been hitting me a lot this past week, this past week especially has been tumultuous is the word that's coming to the fore for me. There's a lot of energy up right now. We're taking the sprint to the end of the year, to the holidays. Everyone's rushing around and doing Christmas shopping and all the last minute things and preparing and maybe spending time with family that could be the best or the worst thing you get to do all year, depending on what's happening in your family in that moment. So this joy concept, I heard an awful lot of laughter around that one. Something for us to look at, perhaps. But this past week, yesterday was supposed to be the day that my kids met John. For those of you who don't know, that's my boyfriend. I cannot believe at 60 years old almost I'm saying boyfriend. And it is what it is. And so we were supposed to meet, and there's been a lot of nerves around it and a lot of anticipation. And my daughter's man injured his back severely, and my daughter, he can't really walk right now, and my daughter has been taking care of him. And so we had to cancel. And while that week has been going on, there was also a friend, let's just say spiraling out of control over the last week and a half to 2 weeks. And that ended with that friend's death on Friday morning. And so it's been, and there's been a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, I like to make a list of joys. And sometimes the list of not so joyous events is longer than the list of joys. I would encourage all of you this week, make a joy list. See, the thing we may not grasp about the joy list is that in order to have the heights of joy, we need to be open and willing to have the sadness, because it's a scope, it's a scale, it's a rainbow, it's a spectrum of from one side of emotion to the other. And if we rein it all in, our spectrum is like this big. So you can go from kind of happy to kind of not. The larger we are willing to experience life, the larger the span we can make into joy. The more we are able to feel joy. Now, that doesn't mean that when we go into the sadness, we're just going to get stuck there. There's this processing that needs to happen. But if I only act like, if I do the toxic positivity, we've all heard it, toxic positivity. Oh, well, I know you got that diagnosis and it's terrible, but it's all for the good. It's going to be good. It's going to be baloney. In that moment, you're like, oh, yeah, this feels great, let me tell you. Yeah. And if we are willing to dive into the depths of, you know what, I need to go be quiet for a while. I need to cry and go off by myself, and I need to just be allowed to be sad for a while, and I need to process. The key piece to it all is, do we believe we're in God? Because that's the freedom, that's the key, and that's what allows us to be in those sad times, trusting that the good is to come. That allows us to fully process and feel, oh my gosh, I'm scared, or oh my gosh, I'm sad, or oh my gosh, I'm going through a really rough patch right now and I don't know what to do. If we're not going, thank you, God, I've got this. I can make it work. I can make it happen. Just stand back and watch the train wreck that I'm about to create. Okay, if we can say, I surrender. I'm feeling some kind of way right now, and I need safe people to process it with. I need a circle that doesn't hear something really bad happen and they go, really? You know those people. You know the ones that will diss your boyfriend or your girlfriend probably more vigorously than you will when you go to them with what's happening. That's not your people when you're processing something. That is not where you want to find your support. You want to go to someone that will hold the truth for you, that no matter what's happening in your world at that moment, yes, it is happening. I see it, I feel it, I understand it. I am here for you. This person that passed this week, it was, I guess it shouldn't have been entirely unexpected, but it was, and it was catastrophic, and it was violent, and what it led to was me sitting with my boyfriend for a few hours in near total silence. Because sometimes there's no words. Sometimes there's no sense to be made in that moment of why what just happened, and there is the reality that it did. And I can sit with you and laugh. I can sit with you and be in intense joy, and I can sit with you and we can cry our eyes out together too. Because they're both appropriate. Depending on what's going on in our lives, they both need to happen. And in order to authentically reach for joy, if you're not willing to cry when you need to, that joy's not authentic. It's that toxic positivity. It's all good. It's great. No, it's not, in the human sense, always great. And if we can realize that and we can say, you know what, this hurts, or this isn't where I want it to be, or this is less than what I would like it to be, and I'm going to feel it and I'm going to know that God is here too. And maybe in this moment, God's just sitting with me being quiet. So that, or maybe God's sitting with me and crying. So that I can actually, the only way out is through. And so that I can actually get out the other side instead of just muddling around in here trying to act like this isn't happening. So it's all good because it's Christmas. Right? Ooh, that sounded really mocking, didn't it? It sounds like I touched my own nerve in there, didn't I? Yes. So it's the thing that we can be authentic. We can go to those people that we can trust and process with and say, you know what, I got a hole here for a minute, and I need to be honest with it. And it will ultimately lead to, by the next day, we were laughing and sharing happy memories of this person. But it took sitting in the tears and for him having a couple beers. I don't do that, and moving through authentically and being with what needed to be in the moment. If we can welcome all of our feelings equally, knowing that they are ours to help us guide us back to joy, everything will lead back to joy if we allow the process to happen. This week I had a whole list of all of the things that happened that were just kind of traumatic for me this week. And I had a twice as long list of all these little joys. See, for me, I'm a very kinetic person. I'm trying to stand in one place and do this so that Josh does not have to chase me across the stage, so that I can stay in camera frame instead of being this blur. And I'm a very kinetic person. And there is something that I have learned through tragedy after tragedy in my life, and that is I need to move sometimes to let things move in me. And so yesterday, I hauled a bunch of garbage out of a building in the back of my house, and I swept, and I dusted, and I sat down for a while and made plans for some things that are about to happen, and I cleaned out my refrigerator. Do you know how many condiments you have right now that are probably expired?
You have none.
Yeah. I don't have any anymore. I had some that it was a little surprising. I was like, really? So sometimes that's the thing it takes. It's like it's nesting or cocooning. It's going within, just you and God, and allowing your muscles to move and your body to express and something to move through you so that it can move out. And when we allow that to move, inevitably what takes its place is joy. Last night, I walked back out into my backyard, into that building, and just stood there and looked at it so many times, going, ha-ha, look what I did. That I was tickled while I was processing all of this stuff. Now, that doesn't mean you're doing that and you're not. Sometimes that's the best thing. If I'm trying to write for a writing assignment, like this week, no coincidences in life, I had a writing assignment to do for Unity Worldwide, which was to write for a booklet that will be coming out this coming May on overcoming loss. And I thought, go ahead, God, laugh in your divine timing with everything in its perfect and right place. I'll write an article about loss while I'm trying to figure out how to process it. It's perfect timing. And sometimes during the writing, during the moving, during those moments, just move your body. Take a walk, take a hot shower, blast the music and sing. And in those things you find the gratitude too. It's like, oh, thank you for hot water. Thank you for these dishes that I'm washing. I'm tired. I would rather be sitting down watching TV and eating junk food, but I'm washing dishes. But thank you for the meal. Thank you for the soap and the hot water and the muscle memory to be able to do this while I'm thinking about everything that I'm processing. Thank you for being able to call a friend. Thank you for being able to be quiet in my own bed. Thank you for my sheets and my covers. Thank you for my PJs. Thank you. Thank you. And it turns into this fest of what there is to be grateful for when it started out with, I don't know what to do. Joy is an inside job. All of it is an inside job. It is what it is, and it will be what you make of it. So it is what it is. I hear that all the time. It is what it is. Yeah, like that's the big dismiss. I think I talked about that last week. It is what it is. Yeah, and it will be what you make of it. It can be your demise, and it can be the thing that sets you free. It depends on how we frame it. It depends on what we're willing to experience with it. Jules and I were talking this morning about the power of Facebook. I can't tell you how many times it's so negative. Oh my God, everybody on there has a complaint. There's this cute little button on Facebook, it's called unfollow. As I've told you don't need to block, you don't need to unfriend. I mean, maybe sometimes you do, but unfollow is a beautiful thing. It's your Facebook page. Cultivate it the way you want it. I have found Facebook to be one of my most powerful support systems through almost every life crisis I have been through. It's a way to share with friends who help support me. It's a way for me to process and get things out. And it's a way for us to help each other grow. Any social media, whatever it is. Yes, it can be the devil, and it can be God as well. It is what we make of it. It just is what it is. A flat tire is just a flat tire. A missed family event is just a missed family event. What do we make of the things that are happening in the moments? What do we do with what life is doing with us? There's your key to joy. Pay attention to what's happening in your body, because even in some of the darkest moments, you can find the greatest joy. I beat this to death, and I don't really apologize for it because it was that life-altering for me, but the happiest I've ever seen any human being was my husband when he was dying. He was gleeful. We can find the joy because it's in the godness. It's in recognizing the godness in what's happening wherever it is and whatever it is. It's the godness in it. Maybe that moment isn't for the joy. Maybe it's the reflection of the moment. But it all contains the depth and breadth and substance of source. It's all, if we let it be, it's all here for us. It's all something to learn and grow and evolve from, and it's all something to be joyous about, ultimately. So I wish you joy this week. I hope you will come and be with us on Christmas Eve. These three beautiful young people. We have young people in the service tonight, or on Christmas Eve. I'm so excited you guys will do this. They're going to be singing. We're going to have music. We're going to have message. We're going to have Tina in a big comfy chair here being our narrator and reader. We're going to have candle lighters. We are going to have the most sacred opportunity to open to the, as they say, the reason for the season. To be in that godness and to rebirth the Christ within. Today is winter solstice. It's the longest, darkest night of the year. Allow that longest darkness to maybe take you into some closed eye, no light needed, searching within for where the biggest joy of this season is for you. Because from here on out, we're going back into the light from here. I love you all. Thank you. And so it is.
Thank you for joining us today. Please visit www.unityofsebring.org for more information, to submit a prayer request, or to donate to our ministry. We hope to see you again very soon.